Hi, this is Jenny from MyEnergyShift.com, and I have a hankering for green bean casserole. Yes, I'm talking about the one that people bring to Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, and maybe people are not the most excited about green bean casserole, but every once in a while I got a hankering for green bean casserole, and today I do. But I am not going to make the kind that most people bring, which they open a can of Campbell's gross, nasty, highly processed soup and plop it in there and mix it with milk, and no. We're going to make a Whole Foods, plant-based green bean casserole that I've had before and have really enjoyed. So I'm really looking forward to eating this, and it's not too hard to make. And you probably won't even know the difference. So let's get started. I've already cleaned and halved my green beans. So that's all done. I did that yesterday. It's nice to have that all done and ready. I've gotten a pot of water with some salt boiling. I'm going to throw the beans in there and cook for about 5 minutes. I have chopped up a couple small shallots, and I've sliced up about 15 mushrooms, and I've also got a bowl full of ice I'm going to add some water to. Once the green beans are done cooking, in less than a minute, I'm going to add them to a ice water bath to stop them from cooking. Okay, I just pulled the green beans out. As you can see, they're very hot. I'm going to put them in the cold water bath and let them stop cooking for a little while. I'll put them in there just for a few minutes, and then I'll drain them again. Of course, the recipe called for olive oil and vegan butter, but I just put some good old veggie stock in there that I usually do to try to keep the oil down. The onions that I'm going to put on the top I think are going to be a little oily, so I think that'll be enough. So if you can, saute just in some veggie stock or water if you like. I'm just going to chop up my onions just a little bit finer. This is a really handy little tool. I think I had a coupon something at a store, and I'm like, well, I'll just get this, and I didn't realize I would use it so much. Definitely use it for the onions when I don't quite chop them well enough. Alright, so I got my mushrooms in there, and I just seasoned with some salt and pepper. I'm going to let these saute for just a few minutes. So here's my sauteed onions, garlic, and mushrooms. Don't they look good? So much better than anything you're going to blop out of a can. It's been highly processed. This is whole food. So much better. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of flour and just kind of stir and incorporate. This is going to add the thickness we need. Turn it down a little bit. And then I'm going to slowly add 3/4 of a cup of veggie broth and get that incorporated. This is going to thicken up nicely. I wish I had 3 hands. That would be helpful right now. My oven has just heated up to 400 degrees. So it is ready to go. 400. Alright, so I'm going to get this bubbling a little bit, thickened up a little bit, and then the next thing I'm going to add is some almond milk. This is looking really good. I think I could just eat this by itself. Alright, I'm going to add the milk. And I'm going to let that simmer for 5 to 6 minutes till it gets nice and warm and thickened. I'm going to add just salt and pepper to taste. So you can add however much salt and pepper you want and taste it and see how you like it. So this is after the almond milk has been cooking for a little while. And I'm going to say I tasted this. It is so good. I mean, if you just want to make mushroom soup that's plant-based, this would be a great alternative. So you have to keep that in mind. Alright, so here's the standard onions that you put in. I did check the ingredients. Believe it or not, the #1 ingredient is onion. Yes. But the second ingredient, palm oil. So that's where my oil is going to come in. So it's not an oil-free dish. But it said to incorporate about 1/3. So I'm going to do that. And then getting ready to pour it into my green beans. Alright, so there it is. The mushroom mixture mixed in with the green beans. I'm going to add this on the top. The rest of my the onions, which are good. I have to admit they are good. I need to learn to make those oil-based. I'm not sure that's possible. Alright, so I'm getting ready to bake in a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. So they're quick bake, and it's not that hard to make, as you can see. Alright, it's out of the oven. Looking absolutely fabulous. Smells great. So much better than the plop of the gross stuff that comes out of the can. I just can't even explain why people would eat that. Alright, so I'm going to give it a taste. Well, I went to taste it, and the green beans didn't taste quite done. So I went ahead and put it back in the oven with the lid on this time to cook for about 7 more minutes. So fingers crossed. They won't be quite as hard as they were. Maybe I should have boiled them a little bit longer in the water. All right, we live and we learn. All right, I did have to bake that for probably another 20-25 minutes before the beans got down, but it's looking very good and very steamy. So let me, much better. Very good. Hot. So much better than what you'd ever get out of a can. Again, this is Jenny from myenergyshift.com. I hope you try these vegan, plant-based green bean casserole. And if you make it and like it, I'd love to hear about it. If you make it and hate it, I'd love to hear about it. Or if you did some tweaks, I'd love to hear those too. So please subscribe to my videos down below, and join me at my blog. Try to put out a couple things a month to help keeping you healthy. Namaste.